All right. Today we're going to talk about your one-point perspective project. This is your next project, and you're going to have a choice. You can do a room interior that could be in your house, or it could be from a photograph, either way. Or you could do a one-point perspective city, and you can either make it up, or once again, you could use a photograph. It's up to you. So let's first talk about doing a room interior, all right? Everything we've learned about one-point perspective, doing boxes and odd boxes and all those kinds of things, cones and cylinders and spheres, they all come into play when you're doing this. So let's take a look at this room interior. You may or may not be able to see things that I have drawn. I've got it pre-prepared for you, so it won't take me very long to draw. But this is my paper, this part right here that I have outlined. This is a bigger sketchbook. It's an 11 by 14 sketchbook. So I marked off an 8.5 by 11 size square here, or rectangle, so that you would see something that's more akin to what you have at home. And use your full piece of paper. Don't mark it off like I have. I just did this so you could see it a little better. Okay? So anyway, this is my piece of paper right here, this rectangle here. It's 8.5 by 11. And when you do a room interior, you have to start with the back wall, the wall that you're looking at. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put the wall in where I'm looking, and this happens to be my living room. Like I said, you could do it as a photograph, or you could use your bedroom or your living room or whatever you have in the house. So let's do that. All right, this is the wall that I'm looking at right here. Okay, so there's the top and the bottom of the wall, and here's the sides of this particular wall, right here. And once again, like the other video, I'm leaning over the top of the camera, so sometimes it's a little harder for me to see, but I'm going to skip over a little part. I have a bookcase here that I'm going to have in the way. There. All right, so that's my back wall right there. Now I have to put my vanishing point and basically my eye line where I am in relation to the wall. Okay? So I'm standing right over here, and I'm looking, I have a window in the front. So I'm looking at the window, and that's where I'm standing. So my eye line would be right here. It would go right across. And I have it lightly in pencil. You can't see it, but I have it lightly in pencil. And then my vanishing point is right there. So this is just like doing boxes and odd-shaped boxes, except now, instead of being on the outside of the box, looking at a solid box, you're actually on the inside of the box. Okay? So once I get that established, I'm going to draw my window. Here's the window in my living room, right here. And I'm using a fine tip, one of the extra fine Sharpies like we used last semester to do your stippling. And I'm doing it because you can see it better, but it doesn't make such a heavy line that it's hard to draw with. Okay, so there's my window. I'm not going to add, I've got a TV sitting here. I'm not going to add my TV in the thing it's sitting on. I'm just trying to show you how to do the interior. Okay, so now that I've got the things that are on the back wall, and like I said, you could add the TV and the piece of furniture that's sitting there. I'm going to add some more furniture in a minute. But then once you do that, then I'm going to go from the vanishing point through the corner of the wall, like that. So from here through the corner, from here through this other corner right here, and then down here I'm going to skip over the bookcase. I'm going to put that right there like that. I'm going to skip over the bookcase and make the wall come right here like that. Okay, and then down here I would do the same thing. This wall over here behind the couch comes down where this would come right here, okay, but you can't see it because of the couch. Now, as you're drawing it, I would go ahead and lightly draw it so that you know where it is, but then when you put furniture or anything that happens to be there, you can get rid of it. So right now I'm just going to not do it because I already have the couch in place. But that little spot right there, there we go, is the corner just like it is up here. Now there's a doorway right here, okay? There's no door there, it's just an opening, okay? So right here, I'm going to go up with the opening right there. All right. And then the doorway goes in, so I'm going to be parallel to the eye line, just like you would with a box. Right there and right here, like that. And then I'm going to come from the vanishing point right there. And right here. Like that. All right. See, that's the thickness of the wall right there. And there's also a thickness of the wall that goes right here too. Right there. Okay. So that's the thickness of the wall. Now this continues on out here, and the couch is kind of blocking it right there. So I'm not really going to see the bottom of the wall over there, but that's the front door is right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and extend my ceiling out over here, right here. That goes over the top of the door. The front door has a big vaulted ceiling, but there's also, you can tell where the top is right there because there's a big window up here. I might be able to add that in just a moment, but I'm going to do the door first. Right there and right here. And then go across here and here. All right, so that's the front door. Now on the other side, this door casing where the opening is comes down. And once again, I've got a couch here in the way that I'm not going to draw over. Like that. Okay, so there's the doorway on that side. All right, now over here I told you I had a bookcase. So let's go over here and put the bookcase in place. Now the bookcase isn't quite as tall as the ceiling, but it does come down to right there. And I'm going to use my vanishing point to bring it down the wall. There we go. Right there. And the inside of the bookcase, I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to do the top part of the bookcase right here. Like that. Okay. And then the end of the bookcase is square. Like I said, this is a box. And the end of the bookcase here is also square. So let's bring it right there. And then it goes down from corner to corner. Right there. And right here. And now let's do the inside of the bookcase. You can see right here that part of that square is there. And then I'll come from the vanishing point through that corner. And that'll be the underside of the top of the bookcase that you could see. And then this will be the bottom of the bookcase. Now, I'm not going to add any books. If you wanted to, you could add some more shelves and some more books. They would just come from the vanishing point. I could just bring a shelf here and maybe put another shelf from the vanishing point up here, and that would be fine. But I'm just going to do the outside of it right this moment. I might put one in just so you can see it. Maybe do that, like that, and have that shelf go square right there. And it's not very high above the eye line, so you're not going to see much of the bottom of the shelf. Maybe like that. See, it's very thin. And then let's put a center section in just for fun. Let me move it a little bit that way. And I'll bring it to there. And then I would bring it square. Like this. And like this. And then I would put the other section right here. And this will just go up till it touches right there. Skip over the underside of the shelf and go right there. Now I wouldn't have that line and that line still in there, but you can see what I'm doing, I'm pretty sure. This line right here would get erased, and this line right here would get erased. I can't do that with Sharpie, but that's okay. So there's my bookcase. All right, now on this other side, I have a couch that's right here. I'm gonna have to flip my triangle over. But here's my couch. Here's the arm of the couch. Let me start right here because the arm has got like a cushion on it, so it's a little poofy. There's that part of the arm. And the top part is right here. And like I said, it's kind of a little cushion on top. So we're going to do, there we go, like that. And then it has a little rollover right there. All right. And then the cushion is here. And the cushion that you sit on kind of sticks out in the way of the end of the arm. So I'm going to draw around it like that. And then from the vanishing point, I'm going to bring the bottom of the couch down the wall like that. And the underside of the cushions, even though they've got a rounded top, they're pretty flat on the bottom. So I'm going to bring the underside there. Okay. And then I'm going to go straight in right here. That's parallel to the eye line. Right there. And right here. Oh, there we go. Right there and right here. Now these are all parallel to the eye line. If I slide my triangle up, you can see that they're all parallel to each other. And then the back of the couch angles like this. And I'm not drawing the full length because there's a curve up here. So I'm going to curve the cushion right there. And then I'm going to come from the vanishing point and finish the top. Like that. And I'm going to come from the vanishing point again right here and finish the bottom of the cushions. Right there and right there. And they have a little curve to them too, so I'm going to do that. That's the angle. And there's the curve of the cushion right there. And then these right here, there's a curve right there. And there's a curve right there, and another curve right there for the cushions. Okay, so there's my couch. And you notice that couch is just an odd shaped box. That's all it is. Furniture is their boxes. Regular or odd, they're boxes. Okay, so here's my coffee table. It's coming this way. The back side of the coffee table, my coffee table is a big rectangle. And just because of the position of it, I'm not going to be able to see any of the legs. And it just so happens that that's where it is. So that's why I don't see any of the legs, is because of where it's located in relationship to the eye line and the vanishing point. Okay, so then I come from the vanishing point again here. It's got like a wooden edging on it, and that's parallel to the eye line. And then I come from the vanishing point again right here, like that. And then I've only got one more thing I need to do. There's a light in here. So what I did, I came from the vanishing point and I just made a little mark right up here like that. And then I came from the vanishing point over here and I made another little mark right there that you can't see. It's pencil. And then it's basically an ellipse. The light is round. So it's an ellipse. Like that. It's like a little cylinder where it sticks down. And then it's not very big because it's fairly close to the eye line. It's not real close, but it's fairly close. So there's my light, like that. All right. Now I could put the things in the windows. I'm going to be just a little above the vanishing point so that you can see where it is. So here's the bottom, and the bottom is actually shorter than the top. So this is correct. And there's the middle part of the window. There we go. All right. So that's how you do an interior. Now for this project, you're not going to do any shading and shadowing. You're just going to be doing a line drawing. And that's choice number one. Choice number one is a room interior of your house. Okay. Like I said, it could be the bedroom, could be the living room, whatever. All right, so now let's take a look at your other choice. Your other choice is a 1-point city. You move that down a little bit. And once again, I have marked off an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And I've drawn that there. And my eye line is right here. And I'm not going to draw through the buildings. I'm just going to put it right here. And then my vanishing point is right there. Okay. The eye line continues out here, and the eye line continues out here. And after I got through drawing my buildings, I would get rid of it because they're all in the way of the eye line. All right. So I just made this city up. So I put my road in, and your road comes from the vanishing point. So here, and I'm going to skip over a couple of spots because I left like a gap between the buildings. So that's why I'm going to skip over that. But you don't have to if you don't want to. If you don't want a gap between the buildings, don't put one. You can put them all sitting on the street or whatever. So there's my road. And my first set of buildings on the left, I decided to start up here. So I left a gap where the road could turn or have an alleyway or whatever. So there's my box coming up right here. Okay, here's my box. And then these are solid objects. You can make them regular or you can make them odd-shaped boxes because that's all buildings are. And then I'm going to take that to the vanishing point just like I did the bottom. Right there. And then I'm going to cut that building off right there. So just like your boxes, there's the front of the box. It's either square or rectangle. Then this line goes to vanishing point, this line goes to vanishing point, and this line are parallel. So there's building number one. All right, building number two. Like I said, I decided to make a space between the buildings. So there's the bottom of the box. Here's the side of the box. And here's the top of the box. And then the other side. So there's the front of my box. It's a tall, skinny rectangle right here. And now I have to take this and this to the vanishing point. I've already taken that to the vanishing point. So all I need to do would be to take this other corner to the vanishing point, just like my regular boxes, like that. And then I will make the front and the back parallel to each other. There we go. So this line and this line and this line, they're all parallel to each other. And this are coming to the vanishing point. So there's building number two. All right. Building number three. See if I can get my triangle. I should have waited on that one. I should have drawn the front first. My apologies. So here's the front. And this building's going to run off the page like the one on the very bottom did. So I'm not going to see the other side. I'm just going to see the top and the side. And then this corner is going to the vanishing point. Like that. And now here's where I should have drawn that line straight down. Okay. So there's building number three. All right. I've got a couple more buildings on the other side of the street. Let's start right here with this one. So here's the front of the building. And here's the top. Okay, so there's the front of my box. Then I'm going from this corner and this corner to the vanishing point. This one I already drew. I've got to do this one. And I'm having to kind of run around my paper, so that's why you see my hands in kind of a funny position, because I'm trying to avoid my camera. Okay, so there's the back of the building right there. Okay, so there's that building. All right. Now let's do the one behind it. I made a gap between those two, so I slid back a little bit, and I let that touch the road right there, and it comes up right there. Okay. And then here's the bottom of that box or building right there. And here's the top right here. And here's the other side. Now, just like all your other boxes, from this corner and this corner, we got to go to vanishing point. So that one's already there when I did my road. And then this one comes from the vanishing point up here. All right, there we go. Like that. And then the back of the building is right there. All right. So there's building number two on that side. And to have a good composition, I went ahead and added a couple more buildings over here. So let's finish this out. And put that front of the box or front of the building right there. And then here's the top. And then I'm going to take that corner to the vanishing point. Like that. And then here's this part of the front of the back building. This building is behind the other ones. And here's the other part of the front. And this one's actually ends up here somewhere. I just picked a spot with my vanishing point. because I'm letting it run off the page. So there's where it would go up to the corner, if you could see it. So there's the last building. So there's all my buildings. There's my street. I've got some alleyways or some little roads that go between them. And then if I wanted it to have been an odd box, I would have made an odd box, still done the same thing. And you know how buildings have some other notches cut out of them, some of those things like that. That would be fine. If you are adding windows and doors, which you should add windows and doors to a few of them, you don't have to do it to every one of them, but use your vanishing point. Okay, I'll do it to this one right here. Okay, so on the front, I'm going to add some windows right here like this. I'm going to go ahead and use my eyeline for this there, and then let's skip and do another set here like this. And then I'm going to do another set down here, just so you can understand the tops and the bottoms, how it would work. Okay. So there's a set of windows, there's a set, there's a set. Okay. So now I've got to take it to the vanishing point going down the side of the building. All right. So that's going there. That's going to the vanishing point there. All right, this sitting on the eye line, the bottom of the windows are going to be straight, and the top of that window is going to be angled down toward the vanishing point just a little, like that. And then the top is going down to the vanishing point. So there and there. Okay. And if I put any doors or anything else on the building, you have to look at what side you're on. If I do it on the side right here, my doors are here, like this. This and this are parallel to each other. And then the top of the door comes from the vanishing point, like that. If it were on the front side, it would just be square or rectangle. So let me stick one right here just for demonstration purposes. All right, there's that, and there's that. And if you want to make this door the same height as this door, I'm going to show you with the Sharpie that I would line it up to the vanishing point like I did right here, and I would put like a little dot right there. See how that comes from the vanishing point there? And put a little dot right there, and that would be the top of my door over here. Well, there we go. I didn't do a real good job there, but that's where the top goes, and then you would just extend that up until it meets that top right there. There we go. All right, so in perspective, the top of this door and the top of that door are the same height, because I extended that down here, made a little mark, and then came right across the front. So this door and that door are the same height in perspective. Okay, so there you go. You can do the room interior, this one right here. Draw the back wall first. Put your vanishing point where you are located on the back wall and how high you are located. I was sitting in a chair, so that's where I was. If I had been standing up, I would have been more like, say, right up here, okay? I would not have been way up here, or I would not have been way down here, because you're just not, A, you're not that tall, or B, you wouldn't have been laying in the floor with your head on the ground. So somewhere in here is where you need your vanishing point. Once you get your vanishing point established, then come from the corners of the wall that you have drawn and extend the room outward, okay? And then you add your other things. You're either going to have lines from the vanishing point, like the bookcase here, or the couch here, or you're going to be vertical to the plane there, all right? And then if you decide to do the city, then you need at least one road, okay? At least one road and enough buildings to make a good composition. And some of those buildings should have doors and windows, and some of them you can leave plain. But either way, it's a line drawing, okay? You do not have to shade and shadow it. It's a line drawing. So there's the project that we're going to next. Room interior or city, your choice.